Hello, it's Mike, TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Gulfstream Envision 21 QBD travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, leave plenty of room for this awning to come out. On your off campsite, besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. And those are both going to be behind your slide. So at the rear of the unit, on your off campsite, or on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. Unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply lower or raise the unit until you're level. Should you lose power, your hand crank right there for your stabilizing jacks. We'll get down in there and turn the little knob that'll get this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these stabilizing jacks with 3/4 inch hand crank. You use an impact driver or drill gun if you want. I recommend you slow down when you get to the bottom. Also going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. Keep it from sinking into those. Get a 4-pack of those, put them down, and run these down just until we're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do at this point is stabilize it. Get all 4 of them down, get our unit level and stable. We can hook up our power and water. Big long 30 amp cord. Plugs in. It actually stores inside. You'll pull it out from inside there. At the end of that 30 amp cord, should you need to plug into a 110, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer. You throw on the end of that. Get your power hooked up, let's hook up your water. At campsites, we are hooking up to a city water connection. First, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting water into your city water connection. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Yours is located over on the campsite. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is just making sure our drain plug's back in. I took the long way. So put that in. Once that's in nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now if that hose has been on for a few minutes, go inside and open the slide if you need to. I need you to get in there and open up your water lines. Open up your lines in your showers, your sinks. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Get all the air out of the lines. Once some are flowing steady, go ahead and shut them off. Then you're all set to camp. Real quick, back to your hot water heater. If for some reason it doesn't seem to be working, come to see if either one of these are bubbled up. There are reset button. And down here you are set to off. The only time you'll ever want to turn this on down here is if you're hooked up to 110. So any other time you just want to turn on your hot water heater indoors. Let's say we're going to go camping. We're not going to hook up at a campsite. We're going to go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank. That's over here on our campsite. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can simply gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right there. Or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that when you're filling it. Don't leave it unattended while you are. Once it's full, go ahead and remove that hose. Put your cap back on. And then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when you hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, we're all set up with power and water. I'm going to go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing here on the campsite, again our hot water heater, access panel to our fridge, a couple of outdoor speakers and a vent for your hood range, your fresh water, a flue for your furnace, a couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. 2, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that, it does get hot. TV can mount in here, 110 and cable for that. Coming up front through our pass-through storage, you got lighting up here. A spray port hose, I'll show you where that can hook up at. Prep for solar, you can plug in the solar panel right there and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Your propane is on a regulator, pointed toward the tank you're used to using, lefty-loosey to open. Down our off-camp side now, our other pass-through storage. Slides. On the slides, if you haven't owned one before, you want to keep these wiper seals pliable, nice and flexible, not dry rotted. They've got a spray that you can purchase to spray on those. Good investment. Add the longevity of the life of your wipers. And then back here, fire load docking station. Again, our power. Plug in a cable or satellite here. Here's the spot for this spray port hose. City water connection. Here's your black tank flush. We were talking about that when dumping our black and gray tanks. That'll help wash out your black tank. Looks like they had a prior bike rack on here. I recommend getting a cover for your spare tire. That'll keep that from dry rotting on you. Well, it covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up inside the unit, first thing I like to point out, your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Up on the wall here is our indoor control panel. Here's where you see your brand new battery, the levels of your fresh black and gray tanks. Up here is where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas, your water heater or your water pump down here. Your main lights for inside, your awning lights. And then speaker lights. And lastly, step lights. That'll give you light for as you come in. Slide control, awning control. On your awning, you only want to extend that out until you can see your silver bar. Your flap has fallen down to 90 degrees. If you hold that extend down, that's going to keep running itself out until it starts to run itself up onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Also, your door must be at least 90 degrees because, as you see, your awning comes right here. It can hit there, so just keep that at 90 degrees so your awning can come in and out easy. Retract that in. And as it gets in, I'll tell you why slam locks work best when gently slammed. Some accent lighting here brings us into our kitchen. Individual lighting here, a couple sinks. So water, keep an eye on your water lines. I mean, if you travel a lot in this, you're bouncing a house up and down the road. Access panel to your water lines here. It's mostly PEX in these now, so everything takes care of itself well, but just keep an eye on it. Maintain it more than you would at home. We've got a self-explanatory microwave here, light and fan above your cooktop here. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Panel light here. Turn this to high, hit your spark, and that's how these all light up. High. So that's how them all light up. Same thing on your oven. You would just turn this to light, open that up, hit that spark, and that will light your oven. No need to light the pilot light, but once you spark it, look in there and make sure it's lit, and then just turn this to your desired temperature. Our Dometic fridge controls are up top in the freezer part. We'll turn it on here. We'll push this in. That means auto. Auto means when I'm plugged in, I'm running off electricity. As soon as I unplug, it goes to gas. Or I can lift this up for it to be on gas. If that light comes on, check your gas. Let me shut that back off. Down below your fridge, it's going to be your breaker box and fuses. A ton of 15s in there and a 40. A 2. So I highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. On our back wall here, our sound system, CD player, Bluetooth, AM, FM, zones 1 and 2. Turn zone 1 on, that's indoors.
7075. The Chase in Business Premier
Zone 2
for people who make things happen. Like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest.
is your outdoor speakers.
That makes everyday products design smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
All kinds of presets, works really well. Except for TV here, you can put a TV on this mount here. I just want to note that when you plug this in, a cable here, make sure before you run your digital channel scan at the parks for your local channels, that you go ahead and have that antenna on. Next to your TV is going to be your thermostat. Crank the heat up in here, get that running, shut that off. Now the furnace normally will take a few minutes to run through before it actually shuts off, whereas the AC, you can turn all that on from right here and quickly turn it off. Alright, continuing in, you know, your table will lift up. Put your table on this wooden lip here and the other side. Put your back cushions on top. Gives you a whole nother sleeping quarters. Speaking of sleeping quarters, there's your bedroom. A little storage up underneath your bed. Actually, a lot of storage under your bed. Hydraulics that'll hold that up for you. Convenient. Heading back into our bathroom. A couple things to mention in here. Have a hand crank open power exhaust vent here. 110 with your GFCI reset. And a little more plumbing to keep an eye on. Access to your shower drain right there. You should have a bunch of paperwork right there from previous owners. Alright, that about covers everything here. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by shutting off my interior lights, because then I can see any other lighting that's lit up. It's just going to be one touch accent lighting that I need to walk through and shut off. Make sure our vent in our bedrooms or our bathroom is closed. Can we shut off our bunks? One last thing before I shut this off so you can see it. Behind the entertainment center down here on the floor is your carbon monoxide and propane detector. That is always running off 12 volt. So it's always running off your battery. So I didn't see a battery disconnect on this unit. If there is one, you're going to be gone for the day dry camping, use it. If there isn't one, then if you're going to be gone for, the entire day out doing something while you're dry camping, then disconnect one of your batteries so this doesn't run your battery down while you're gone. Shutting off my last light. Come back to my control panel. Turn on my main lights. Say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. On this one, you specifically want to make sure this drawer and this door is closed. We don't need our slide catching on that and ripping that off. Over here, simply hit slide in. Short little slide, shouldn't take long to come in. See the importance of having those doors down there closed. Same thing when you arrive, you might want to go down there and glance at them, make sure they haven't popped open. Most trailers they don't nowadays. Shut off our interior lights and exit the unit. Now on these steps, bringing them in or out, most important thing is to have your exterior door all the way open. Otherwise this will catch on it. These are also adjustable with the cotter pins. We're going to set this up in here. Turn this right or left, it doesn't matter, just to lock that in there. If we are dry camping, right up underneath our fresh water, it's going to be our freshwater drain. Get up underneath there and open that up. Bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. If we are at a campsite, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. Now park accordingly. Your dump is going to be right behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and you got a 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up. First thing to do is pull our sewage holding tank, which is your right handle, your black handle. When that sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank, come back out here, grab the hose at the dump station and hook up to this tank flush. Again, emphasizing leaving that black handle open. Turn that hose on and let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all the washout that you just put in there has drained. Then close your black handle and pull your gray handle. Those will be cleaning waters, your sinks, your showers. So that'll be cleaning your sewage hose out for you. Usually while my drains are draining, get up underneath here and dump our low point drains. And if you're done camping, you don't want to leave a bunch of stagnant water in your hot water heater, come on over here. Be careful now, we're dealing with hot water. It'll lift up on your pressure release valve. It's going to dump some hot water out of there. When that's done, push that back down, otherwise your door won't close. And then you can pull this drain plug for your residual waters. When your gray's done, close that, remove your sewage hose, come to your bumper, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right in there. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Envision for many years to come. Happy camping.